Hey there, my name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaded Path, and today is the first day of a 3-day video series. So you're going to get a video from me today, Wednesday, and Thursday. I normally don't do a video that's this long, but this bracelet has lots of moving parts to it that I'm going to show you today that I feel like if I try to do a whole big long video, you would get bored with it and just not want to do it anymore. This is going to kind of jump off of the bloom earrings and the bloom ring, and this is going to be a bracelet that I'm going to show you how to make. Now I'm going to give you the complete materials list so you'll kind of know what you're going to need over the next 3 days, but please understand that I'm going to show you in sections. So today I'm going to start showing you the top, tomorrow is going to be the sides, and the last day is going to be how I actually finish it off. So for this project, you are going to need 18 6mm fire polish beads. These are those faceted glass beads. 36 4mm fire polish beads, and again, just faceted glass beads. 4 3mm fire polish beads. Now these 4 3mm beads are going to be used on the clasp that I've made, and they can go, you really want them to go good with your seed bead. They can either be a completely opposite color so that you'll be able to see it really good, or they can just kind of blend, whatever you want. You're going to need 36 4mm bicones, 88 3mm bicones, 3 8mm chatons, and this is the SS39 size. I carry those on my website, offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. You're going to need 8 to 10 grams of a size 11 seed bead. Now, if you'll remember, for the bloom earrings and ring, I've used the same color. So for the sides of the piece, if you want to use more than one color size 11 seed bead, you can definitely do that, and I'll show you a sample of what I'm talking about. You're going to need 3 grams of a size 15 seed bead. Doesn't matter if you use Toho or Miyuki, but just understand if you use Toho seed beads, just with the previous 2 projects, you may have to change a few of the seed bead counts. You're also going to need about 12 to 15 yards of, I'm going to use 1G thread. You can use a 6-pound fire line, but I would not go over that 6-pound fire line. You're going to need some size 12 beading needles, and unless you're using a tulip that's going to last you a while, make sure you got a couple of size 12s. And then you're going to need a really good pair of cutters or your thread zapper to get rid of some of this thread. So what I'm going to do to start out today is we're going to be making the top of this bracelet. Now, I'm not going to bore you and show you how to do the bloom component again, because I've already showed you in the bloom earrings and the bloom ring. So if you'll look right below me to the link, you'll see the link for those video where you can go back and see how to make the component. But we're going to be making 3 components that are just like the bloom ring component. Okay, we don't want those seed beads on the outside of the 3mm bicones, because if we do, those are going to move and not stay stable. So you'll definitely want to do them like the bloom ring. Now, when you do your components, don't tie off the thread, because you are going to need those. And that's the point that we're going to jump in today. I've made my 3 components and left the thread, so I'm going to show you how we're going to connect those. Now, first, to start out, I'm going to show you the sample so you can kind of see what we're going to be doing today, and then we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoy this project. So let's get started. So here is the bloom bracelet that I'm going to be showing you how to make today. Now, as you can see, I don't have the clasp showing yet because I want that to kind of be a surprise how it ends. But this is the back. This is the front. So like I said, today I'm going to be showing you this part. Tomorrow I'm going to be showing you this part, and then on the 3rd day we're going to be showing you the closure part of this bracelet. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, voila, I have my stuff ready here. Alright, so I've got my gold copper tone colors here that I have been working with, and as you can see, I have all the components completed just like the bloom ring that I showed you last Thursday. and you want to come out of any 3mm along the outer edge. Now, just like I did the bloom ring where it would lay just like this on your finger, I want to make sure that I come out of a 3mm on this side or this side. That way it will sit the way I want it to. Because if you come this way, yeah, it's going to do that either way. So that's awesome. Okay, so any 3mm along the outer edge. And so let's see, I got to come out of that 11. So then I'm coming out of the 3mm. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so you'll be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I'm going to lay 2 components side by side. And I'm going to lay them to where my little bicones are. Now, I've already gone ahead and I have exited each component out of the 3mm. So I want to attach to where it's going to be opposite. So my second component has the thread over here. I'm going to go ahead and take the needle. I'm going to pick up a 3mm bicone. And my little 3mm here, I'm going to come up through that bead. As you can see, my thread is coming out of the bottom of this one, so I'm going to go up through this one. Alright, so that puts a bead there in between those. And then I'm going to pick up another 3mm, and I'm going to come down through the little 3mm on this side. Now it's going to be getting tight in your little connection, so just be gentle with it. So now I have those 2 components connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this connection here several times, making sure that it's, you know, good and connected. And then I'm going to stitch this thread through the outer beads to exit this 3mm over here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. As you can see, I have the pieces connected now. And then I have my thread stitched around to where it's exiting the opposite 3mm where I connected. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I've got the needle threaded. I'm going to take my next component, and again, you can see I'm going to connect it across from where my thread is here. And I'm going to connect it the same way. So I'm going to pick up a 3mm. My thread's coming out of the bottom, so we're going to go up through the 3mm here on this side. And you can see here, I went through the 11-0 as well by accident. And that's no problem because basically I can pull back out of that 11-0. There we go. All right, so pull that and have that connected there at the bottom. Now pick up a 3mm and we're going to come down through the 3mm on the second component. Now, if you wanted to, you could go around and you could make the whole bracelet nothing but components and, you know, not necessarily have a different side, and you could just connect them just like this and it would be really pretty. But that would be a lot of beads. All right, so now this side is connected. So I'm going to reinforce this really well and then tie this thread off. So the whole piece is connected. And now we're going to start on the sides. We're not actually going to finish them. We'll have to finish the sides of this tomorrow. I am stitched through. I've backed out. I was coming out of the bicone. I backed out of the 11-0 seed bead so that I'm coming out of these 15s here on the side. I'm going to pick up 4 11-0 seed beads. I'm going to skip the 11, the 3mm, and the 11, and then I'm going to go through the 3 15s here on the other side and pull that through so that when I do, it looks like this. Now I need to get back so that I'm coming out of this 15 over here. So what I can do, instead of having to go all the way back around, you notice here I'm coming out of the seed bead right before these two cross together. So I'm just going to go back in the other direction so that when you pull that, you'll never see where we just went through there. And then you can go down through the 2 15s under that bicone, up through 15s, through the 3 15s here, 3 or 4, however many you've got there at the top. And then again, I'm coming out right before, so I'm just going to come through the 3 15s that are right there. All right, I hope you guys are ready. We are going to do a peyote stitch, but we're going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to come through the 4 beads here. Well, I shouldn't say we're going to do it differently. We're just going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to pick up an 11. I'm coming out of this last bead. I'm going to pick up an 11 and I'm going to come right up through the next 11, working back in the other direction. Pick up 1 11, skip 1, and then go through the last 11. So this is what you've got so far. Then you want an 11. We're going to work back in the other direction, so you're going through the one you just added. And I'm going to put my finger on that so it'll keep it tight. And then an 11 and go through the last 11. So this peyote strip's going to work up pretty quickly because you're just going to be picking up an 11 and going through the next 11. And you want to continue until you have about 10 beads here on each side. And you'll want to do this strip and the same thing on the other end. And just leave your threads connected to your strips. Now we have the top basically almost completed. Be sure to come back tomorrow because I'm going to show you how to do the sides of our bracelet and how we can actually finish off the top completely. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.